There's a man in New Zealand who wants you to kill your cat. And he may be right.
Let's talk about that.
Hi, I'm Kaylin from Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Good mythical morning.
Good mythical morning.
All right, here we go. We're going to talk about cats today. Whether you're a cat lover, cat hater, or don't care, I think you're going to want to weigh in on that discussion. But first, I just wanted to acknowledge that you've lost a lot of weight and got younger.
Yeah. I over the past 24 hours, I have.
You've been doing two guys, two weights.
I've de-aged 10
By
years.
yourself?
I'm now 25 again, and I lost 15 pounds.
No. It's your beard But that was the show yesterday. Right, it's all coming back now. But your hair, too. Something's different with the hair.
Well, I walked into the house last night, and both of my children ran from me. Light was like, Dad, you look weird. And then
Dad, you look clean cut.
And then Shepard is running and trying to get under the couch.
What?
And then he looks at me, and I'm like, Shepard, come over here. And he comes up to me.
You look like a beast before.
He comes up to me, he's like, you got a little face.
You got a little face.
And so I went looked into the mirror, and I was like, he's right. I do have a little face. And my hair was so big that the balance was off. I mean, I had a big hair and a big beard, and it was nicely balanced. And when I got rid of the beard, I just had a huge head of hair.
It's really taken me, this whole episode is going to be an adjustment period, I think, for the audience as well, to get back to this just doesn't seem normal, but this is the normal Rhett, I think.
This is me from the past, man. I'm a blast from the past. And
blast from the past.
And the balance has been restored. So, hey, listen, this is a good thing. I'm younger again.
Okay.
I'm more spirited.
In the interest of segue, we're going to talk about cats.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Okay, like I said, I think we will discuss, are we cat lovers, cat haters, Kate lovers, or Kate haters? I don't know, depending somewhere in the middle.
Thing.
But listen, let me start off with this. According to a study by Pete Mara, an animal ecologist at the Smithsonian Conservation Biological Institute,
Pete,
cats are responsible for the deaths of 1.4 billion to 3.7 billion birds and, quote, upward of about 15 billion mammals, think mice and rabbits, per year.
Annually.
Per year. Yes. I mean, that these studies are coming out, finally putting a number to what some people have theorized to be that cats are cold-blooded killers. They are natural killing machines. They are not just household pets that you should love and take pictures of and put on the internet and make go viral and all this stuff and insert your YouTube joke here. But these are creatures that are maniacally dismantling the wildlife around them. And it even says it in the article here.
What does it say?
The study's authors are calling for, quote, scientifically sound policies to reduce cat populations.
Whoa, cat murder? Is that what they're talking about? Cat murder?
Now, I'm going to get to one guy who is in New Zealand, and this dude is he is extreme with an E on the end.
Now, listen,
but before we get there,
I'll be the first to say I'm not a cat person. I don't have any pets. If we do get a pet, it's going to be a corn snake.
What?
Because you can feed them. Do I need to get something? Or are you?
Hey, right here.
Are you scratching your
my sideburn was
or do
itching.
I need to get something?
It's like,
I didn't know because you really stayed in there on it for a while.
Well, it was itchy.
We're gonna get a corn snake because corn snakes you can feed them like once a month.
Corn?
Yeah, and they live exclusively on a diet of corn.
What? Really?
Little animals, rats, little crickets and stuff.
Huh.
But I like dogs more than cats. Dogs, we've been through this before in some past episode. I don't know. I'm a dog lover. I just don't believe in caring for a dog.
You're not a dog owner.
Not a dog owner.
Okay, well, I wouldn't call myself, I'm not a dog person. I don't aspire to own a dog. My kids do that, much to their frustration. But I'm also not a cat owner either. I'm not a cat person. I am like the thought of a cat person. That's me. Huh. It's like if you force my hand to get an animal, I think I would tell you it would be a cat. Up until starting to explore this today.
You could have like an imaginary cat.
I'm an imaginary cat person.
I'm an imaginary cat.
I like that. I like the thought of having cats. They curl up in your lap. They don't require, you don't have to walk them. key. You don't have to put a plastic bag over your hand and pick up their poop while your neighbors look at you.
You got to dig them out of some little pebble box or something, though. The litter box.
Oh yeah, I didn't think about that.
Listen. That's the problem.
It turns into a rock, and it's not like poop anymore.
Snakes don't defecate. That's one of the reasons that
yes, they do.
Look into that.
So anyway, we're neutral here. So I'm just relaying this information.
But I don't like cats, and I do think they're cold. I would not have ever guessed they killed this many animals, but they're cold-hearted. Cats are cold-hearted. Most cats, they don't care about other people's presence, and half of the cats I've ever seen in my life have some dead animal in their mouth.
Half of them?
Half, and I actually literally saw half a cat in my front yard.
Well, a cat can curl up in your lap, but then the next minute it can run out your front door if it's a house cat, and then it's going to kill a bird.
Yeah.
And it's going to kill billions of them. Wow. I mean, you wouldn't let your corn snake, you said that they eat rodents and stuff like that. If you had a corn snake, you wouldn't just let it go outside and run around and then do its thing and come back. And
Heck no.
You would just keep it in there. Your dog.
Terrarium.
So they're talking about, if you have a cat, put a bell on it. And that decreases its ability to capture prey.
It also makes it seem like Christmas year round.
Added benefit. They also are exploring, like the ASPCA, I think that those are the letters in some random order. They're doing things like saying there's like these feral cat populations that they say, well, we're going to neuter them, but leave them out and to do their thing. We're not going to put them down.
Right.
And then a lot of people are coming out and saying, well, it's either the cats or the birds.
Well,
why are cats more
important than birds? Exactly.
I think that's the question. That
people have pet birds. People have pet rats.
So they're saying don't neuter them and put them back out there because they're still killing birds.
Is it because the cats are bigger? Because I can come up with some birds that are bigger than cats. Heard of an ostrich before?
Yeah, I have.
Ostrich bigger? Is it what's bigger is better?
I've heard of a giraffe. It's bigger.
Is it because it has fur? Is that what makes it better? It has fur? It seems arbitrary. To me, that's all I'm saying.
Now, there is a guy in New Zealand who this dude he's put together a website, and he is for real.
Well, that's serious. There's a website for it.
Guys, he has put together a website. Gareth Morgan.
In 1994, that would be a huge deal.
A guy in New Zealand has put together a website.
We gotta listen to this guy.
Hey, but it's a good website. It's got and basically his mission is to get rid of cats in New Zealand.
That sounds like a good one.
If you look at the frequently asked questions...
It's an island, so it seems like it's not such an insurmountable goal.
But listen, this guy...
There are no snakes in Ireland, for instance.
This guy brings the heat, and he goes all the way with it.
Line 6 cats up with their bowls, fill their bowls up so they're, filling their guts up, and a mouse goes past, they'll all go for the mouse. It's got nothing to do with them being hungry, they just love killing things. And that's your cat we're talking about.
The frequently asked questions section of his website. The first question is, so are you suggesting that I just go out and have my cat euthanized? Translation, killed? His response, quote, not necessarily, but that is an option.
Well, I mean...
But that is an option.
Legally, you could do that. It's your cat.
It's an option. But he's saying, okay, if you wanted to kill your cat, I would not frown upon that.
That's the point. We want less of them.
That's how passionate he is about birds. Bird lovers, holla, speak up in the comments. But he says, short of that, he says, do what's best for New Zealand. Next time around, don't get a cat. Don't get a cat.
Get a bird.
And of course, have your cat spayed or neutered.
Well, yeah, that goes
without saying.
Yeah, right.
But if he has his way, neuter them in such a way that they die in the process. I mean, he didn't say that.
I'm assuming there's been talk of this that we were going to talk about this. So I haven't read the article to the degree that you have, but I do know that this has been a controversial thing because people love cats, and so people are calling for this guy's head. They're like, "Well, euthanize this guy," because he's calling for the euthanization of all the cats. But again, I go back to, and I'm not saying that he's right, and I'm not going to say that he's wrong. I'm just going to say, seriously, why is it that we just arbitrarily decide that this dude's wrong because we love cats? What about the people who love the birds? How do we make this decision?
Right. He says many, cats have contributed to the extinction of 9 native bird species. Many other species of birds are still endangered, such as the cheeky kaka.
What about the cheeky kaka?
The beautiful kokako.
What about the kokako?
And the curious waka.
And the waka.
Imagine a New Zealand teeming with native wildlife, penguins on the beach, kiwis roaming about in your garden. Imagine hearing bird songs in our cities, and screaming cats for a period of 3 months.
Now listen, I have a solution. I've thought about this a little bit. I did a little research, boop, 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 and I found that there is an island off of the coast of New Zealand. It is a small island. We're talking 5.4 square miles. But I did the math, and physically you could fit all the cats in New Zealand onto this island.
You didn't do the math.
Yeah, I did. Just like, I kind of guesstimated a little bit.
Do it on the whiteboard over there again then.
No, we don't have time. We're going to take all the cats. Here's what we're going to do. You take all the cats in New Zealand. I'm not saying all the world. I'm just saying one island. You take them, you put them on Codfish Island, all the codfish they want to eat, and it turns out that this island is home of like this bird. I'll look on Wikipedia hint here.
The cheeky caca.
It is, it's the home to southern short-tailed bats, caca, fern birds, red-fronted, and yellow-crowned parakeets, little penguins, Pacific black ducks,
kill them all.
and yellowheads. It's also been designated an important bird area by BirdLife International, and it is where the majority of the critically endangered kakapo population is. I'm saying, listen.
Did you get the point of anything I've said up until this point?
I'm just saying, put the cats on there, let them totally eradicate whatever they want to, but they have to do it on this island. It's controlled chaos. Get rid of that. Okay, add one more extinct bird species to the list. Who really cares?
Listen, I totally disagree unless you make it a reality show.
And then the cat lovers can go to we'll call it Cat Island if you want.
And then call the movie Cat Island.
And they could just pet the cats.
Make it a movie.
I mean, this place will be full of cats. It'll be like cat grass. There'll be so many of them. You can walk all of them.
The sequel is Return to Cat Island. Yeah. See what happened?
Rhett can't stand Link's haircut. Well, that's you want to change it because I just got mine?
No, we'll leave it this way. I think you know how I feel about your real haircut, so we can role play something here.
I don't know how to say this. We've been friends for a while, and we have our differences, granted, but this...
You're not going to slap me twice again, are you? Because...
You want to do that again?
No, I don't. I'm just saying, I had cat-like reflexes. I demonstrated that.
Your haircut has insulted me on a root level.
We're going there, huh?
Yeah. I mean, I care about you and the way people perceive you, and I feel
Are you
like...
on some sort of drug that my hair speaks to you?
No, what I'm getting at is it really comes down to the wings. It's almost like you're about to fly away at any moment. And I realized that was a big deal, like in 93. And like in 75, it was also kind of a pretty awesome thing. But you've been trying for like 5 years to bring the wings back, but the flight has landed. And I'm sorry, but I just feel like you need to change up.
And the alternative is
this.